Have you ever wondered if it's possible to create an exact replica of a living organism? Welcome to the intriguing world of cloning, a scientific marvel that has captivated minds for decades. At its core, cloning is the process of producing identical or nearly identical genetic copies of a biological entity. This isn't some futuristic concept, mind you. Cloning happens naturally in some species. For instance, bacteria, plants, and even some animals like starfish and insects clone themselves as a method of reproduction. But in the realm of science, we categorize cloning into two types: reproductive and therapeutic. Reproductive cloning aims to create an organism that's genetically identical to another, while therapeutic cloning, also known as somatic cell nuclear transfer, is intended to create embryonic stem cells for experiments aimed at creating tissues to replace injured or diseased tissues. Now that we've defined what cloning is, let's delve deeper into the science behind it. How does cloning work, you ask? It's not as complex as you might think. Let's start with the term somatic cell nuclear transfer. It sounds like a mouthful, but it's simply a process where the nucleus of a somatic cell, a body cell other than a sperm or egg cell, is transferred to an egg cell whose own nucleus has been removed. Imagine, if you will, a jigsaw puzzle. The somatic cell is one piece of that puzzle, and the egg cell is another. The nucleus of the somatic cell holds all the genetic information to complete the picture, but it needs a base, the egg cell, to attach to. So we remove the nucleus from the egg cell, essentially creating a blank canvas. Then we insert the nucleus of the somatic cell, and voila, our puzzle is complete. Now here's where it gets interesting. The egg cell, with its new nucleus, is then stimulated to divide, much like a naturally fertilized egg. It begins to grow into an embryo and eventually a full organism. The fascinating part? This new organism is an exact genetic replica, a clone of the organism from which the somatic cell was taken. This is exactly how Dolly the sheep, the world's first cloned mammal, came into existence. A somatic cell was taken from an adult sheep, its nucleus was transferred to an egg cell, and Dolly was born, an exact genetic copy of the original sheep. Now, it's important to remember that although the clone shares the same genetic material as the original organism, it doesn't mean they're identical. Just like twins, they may look alike, but their experiences and environments can lead to differences in personality and behavior. So that's how a clone is born. But what are the implications of this technology? Cloning opens up a Pandora's box of possibilities, but it also raises serious ethical questions. Delving into the realm of cloning, we encounter a myriad of potential uses. Picture this: a world where endangered species are brought back from the brink of extinction, their genetic diversity preserved for future generations. Or consider the medical field, where the shortage of organs for transplant could be a thing of the past, thanks to tailor-made organs grown from cloned cells. But as we marvel at these prospects, we must also face the ethical quandaries that cloning presents. There's a risk of genetic defects, a grim reminder of the potential pitfalls of tampering with nature's intricate design. And then there's the philosophical question: does cloning infringe on the uniqueness of individual organisms, reducing life to a mere assembly line of genetic duplicates? Cloning is a double-edged sword. It has the potential to revolutionize medicine and conservation, but it also poses significant ethical dilemmas. Where does cloning go from here? The future is uncertain but full of potential. As we journey towards tomorrow, we find ourselves standing on the precipice of discovery, with current research hinting at incredible advancements in the field of cloning. From the cloning of endangered species to potentially revolutionizing organ transplants, the possibilities are as vast as they are intriguing. Yet the road ahead is not without its challenges. The legal landscape surrounding cloning varies greatly, with some countries fully embracing its potential, while others remain wary. As research progresses, these laws may evolve, reflecting our ever-changing understanding and attitudes towards this technology. In the same breath, we must not forget the ethical considerations that come hand in hand with this scientific frontier. As we continue to explore the possibilities of cloning, it's important to consider both its benefits and its risks. But one thing is certain, the science behind cloning is as fascinating as it is controversial.